I joined the Royal Navy 1942, and then went to HMS Raleigh, Devonport. After done my training, had a week's leave. When I went back to HMS Drake. I was there a week, and I was transferred then to a transit camp, learning to be landing craft crews. Then I had a transfer to Scotland, 6 of us, Greenock, and we had a ferry across to Blairmore. We went to a little canteen there, waited for transport, and took us up to Argentini. That was the base, HMS Armadillo. When we got to the camp, all the boys were in khaki uniforms. We were told then, you were in the Commandos. From there, we were formed non-commando. Now all the Army Commando were numbered 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so on. So we were lettered A Commando, B Commando, right the way through. There were 70 of us in the Commando. Then it was split up N1, N2, N3. So that made it about 20 odd senior officer. Then you had the sub-lieutenant, 2 petty officers, 2 leading seamen, and the rest, the boys. We went down the loch and boarded the motor ship Batory. She was a Polish troop ship. During the war, she was a liner in Poland. Then came aboard was the Canadian 1st Division. Then we started doing exercise, sailing from Clyde down to Lamlash and along to Troon and doing exercises on the beaches there. The only part of it was the false bars, you know, sand dunes. We were there a couple of weeks training. Then we went back to Armadillo. From there, we were sent up to Akati. That was the main Army commando base. When we got to a Speen Bridge, it was an Army captain and Army sergeant there. And our commanding officer to the captain, the Army captain, have you got transport for the boys, sir? Yes, lorries there, put all your gear on it. And away it went. Transport now for the boys. He just looked and he laughed. There's a transport, he said, from now on. Years. Fall in 3 deep. And the officers had to fall in, act as privates. Away we went. Some of the boys are moaning, oh, bloody much further I've got to go. Just round the corner, it was 8 miles. We marched from Speen Bridge to Akati camp. Went through the gate and we halted. I said to my mate, Sam Spencer from Hull, Sam, I said, look, hey, bloody bury you here. It was 6 graves on the right-hand side as we went in. When we went to have a look, we had to laugh. This is Private so-and-so. He put a 7-second fuse in his hand grenade instead of a 4-second. So I give Jerry time to throw it back. All things like that, you know. And these loads of bodies are throw. They bunched. And this chap here, he got on the horizon. Shot. When we'd done our course, I thought I'd never do it. It was all live ammunition. There were 6 of us on a little fall boat, good rock coming down the river. And as we were coming down, so we could see the hand grenades. They were throwing hand grenades in. And splash, God almighty. Got down to where we could see the sergeant and sergeant major, and we had to pull in, row in to land. And as we went in, so they were firing the machine guns, live ammo. You could see the tracers going over our head, and they told us spread out. And the live bullets going in between you. I thought, oh God almighty. But at the end of the course, it was hard going. You had to go through a beer barrel on the floor. Everybody been through it, full of mud. The other one was the rope going over the river, but you had to climb up the tree, pull yourself over. I was one of them. Over I went, lost my balance, down in the river. And further down the river, they had a rope right across the river flowing, and they had the gymnastic boys on the bank in case you drowned. It's me and my pal, they call it. You got your rifle and you pair off. The object was, it was a brick house. One of you get down in the high grass and crawl along for so long, and he'd look up and he'll signal, come on, away you go. When you get to the house, one would say to the other, right, sprint. One would stand at the side of the door. I went in under the windowsill, pulled out the grenade and lobbed it in. Soon as it went off, in you go. It was hard going. But saying was, the boys come up here at 18 years of age, and when they go from here, they are men. And it is true. After we passed out, it gave us a green beret and a dagger. We went back to base, HMS Armadillo in Ardentini, and we went from there down to Gaylord Head. There we boarded a ship, the Van Sentialdigonde. It was a Dutch troop ship, and who was on board? The first Canadian Div. Next thing we thought, do exercises, away we went. And we joined up a convoy. The leading ship was the motor ship Glengyle. The admiral was on it. When we got so far, we were told then where we were going. Oh, there were ships in convoy. Circassia, Winchester Castle, Derbyshire. We went. And they give us little books, handbooks, translators from English to Italian. We knew where we was going then. Down through the Med. The landing was for 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning on Sicily. That night, I think it was Sunday night, 10th of July it was, the seas rose. They thought they'd have to postpone the landing. But anyway, like if they prayed and went down. 4:30 in the morning, we down over the side of the ship and onto the landing craft. And they formed a flotilla and into Sicily. We landed on Pacino. We had the first div, Canadian div. On the right of them was Scottish division. On the left was the Americans. We was there for 3 weeks. Sicily fell in 6 weeks. Then got the landing craft. Our officers, we were off. We thought we'd be going home. Took us out to Malta. Stayed the night in Malta. Then we went over to North Africa and joined up with the 4th Army. We was there about a fortnight. And our commander officer said, LCI be coming in now, get aboard. He said you thought we were going home, didn't you? Yes, we did. Took us back to Sicily. Then we went down to Messina. We was a day in Messina. Fall in, says the petty officer, fall in. Right. And he told us what's happening. Today, no, he said, spend your time in the Lemon Grove, Messina Straits. Yeah. Same time, 4:30, got on the landing craft and across to Italy. On the streets of Italy. Lord's landing there. I was detailed off to be officer's bodyguard and Sid Kipling. We went over, disembarked. I could see movement in the private nice houses. Movement there. In I went up to the house. Movement. 12 prisoners I took. All coming out to the house, he could have killed me, man. Easy enough. If it was Jerry, I would have been gone. Took the 12 prisoners. There was a voice calling, Thomas! Calling me, right. I said, I got 12 prisoners. I said, sir, leave them there, he said. They don't want to fight. They didn't. They put their arms down. Doing our job, at 5 o'clock in the evening, one of the boys shouted to me, Taff, you could have come in on Amber Beach. I make my way over to Amber Beach, and who come in front of me was a tank regiment boy. He had his shirt off, sat warm. Sirens went. Arid. Hey, he said, get over there. I said, it's Spitfires, aren't they? No bloody fear, he said. They are Messerschmitts. He had come through North Africa campaign. Get over there, he said, chub. I got kneeled down, and he went down as well. And they dropped his, it came right down and up again. They dropped his anti-personnel bombs, shrapnel in them. I felt a sting in the leg. I thought it would be stung me. All of a sudden, my leg went funny. Next thing, it went dead. I looked at my leg, blood running down my leg. That's funny. Went to stand, I couldn't stand. That boy who told me but he had put his hand up to me. He was laying back like this. And I couldn't get to him. I looked at them. I could put their arms through him. Down. Down he went. I shouted to the boys, come rushing to me. Took me to the first aid, the Red Cross at tent, you know. But then all the wounded there, like on the stretchers, siren went again. They came round them with cushions. Yeah, put that on your head. Cover your head up. All clear. In the evening then, we were transported back on the landing craft, back over the straits to Sicily, to the 46th General Hospital in Catania. I was there for a week or so, and who come there was an army padre. Talking, he said, it's a small world, you know, he said. I thought, what are you getting at? Small world. What part are you from? I said, Port Talbot. Port Talbot. I wonder, do you know my brother? I don't know. I said, who's your brother? He's a Chief Santry Inspector, Morgan's, I said. Little moustache. Do you know him? I don't know him. I said, I know him by sight, but I've never spoken to him. Well, I'll tell you what now, he said. You give me all the news, and I'll write it in Welsh. And I'll send a letter off to my brother. And he can go up and notify your parents. Which he did. From 46th General, we went down to the ambulance down the dockyard and boarded a Red Cross ship, the Leinster, which took us over to North Africa. And we disembarked in Bizerta, and they put us on a train, on wagons, you know, doors open, 4 on stretchers. Took us to Algeria. 101st General Hospital. I was there then for a couple of weeks and discharged. I went to a barracks in Algiers. I was there a fortnight. Transferred further along our coast to the naval transit camp. Detailed off for work there. And about a fortnight after, I met 5 of my mates. They all been to hospital. And one was a Jerry Pocock petty officer. He said, how long have you been here, Taff? Told him. They were outside the barracks on a country field, you know. They were under a tent. I got to tell you, he said, a signal have come through. We got to rejoin Man Commando in Cabrit in Egypt. But caught the train. Well, it wasn't open trucks. And it was New Year's Eve. Travelling through the desert. We got to Bougia. and we boarded a corvette. The HMS Hyderabad. It was taking a convoy through to Egypt, to Alexandria. He spotted a mine, floating mine, and drove far off. Officer up on the bridge, rifle, and you could see it going down. Thank God for that. We got to Cabret in Egypt. HMS Honda's big transit camp it was on the desert. Right, the 6 of you rejoined. We missed then. They had gone the day before. They'd gone up to Anzio, do the job on Anzio. So we had to join D Commando. Right, we was in D Commando. Right, we had to signal. Go by ship now up to Naples. American. Ooh, loads of ships there. With the Yanks. They wanted us to do the raid now on south of France. Went in convoy with them. We got so just up by Corsica. Anchored there. And the shells were coming over, but it was all right. We wasn't wanted. The Yanks said they didn't want us. They're doing it themselves, doing the job themselves. So our commanding officer said, that's all right, he said. We was on a merchant ship. We went into Corsica, into a Ajaccio, and we went up in the mountains and the canvas up there. There a few weeks, and come home. We went back to Messina. From Messina to Malta, boarded the Empress of Scotland. She was the ex-Empress of Japan. Boarded her, bring us home. Great. Had a fortnight's leave. Went back to base. 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. Jack Ball, myself, and 2 others. Fall out. What's on that? Sent us out down to Portsmouth. Boarded the Franconia, the French troop ship, Franconia. Far East. But it didn't come off. He dropped the bombs in Nagasaki. War finished. By Christmas time, December, draft, where the hell we going now then? Back to the UK for demob. Sent back to Drake, HMS Drake. Waited a week. Then he called in the boys out, and there you detail off and to go in and get your suit. And he tended, done like that, suit, done like that. Well, I'm in the navy blue. My father's brother said to me, don't forget Archie. He said, you don't wear a cap, bring me a trilby. Be a trilby hat, so and so. And that was it. We had a boy with us from Tornapandy. When we was going out on the Manex troop ship to Sicily, the Canadian Sergeant Major was in a boxing bout. Now his Frankie Gouch with us. He thought he lived with Tommy Fan, Donovan. He thought he was always every day sparring around. Sitting by there was the sergeant major, and he was shouted up. Would someone take this Canadian off? I said, Frankie Gouch. Frankie Gouch. And I could see Gouch up on the top deck. See how good you are now. And he shouted out, Frankie Tough Gouch. He came down, went on the foredeck. Minute it was all over. His bloody eyes were out, yeah. He was going down the mess deck. Who give him my name? Who give him my name? I thought, see how good you were. And I was playing rugby with them. Played against the 1st Welsh Regiment. 1st Welsh, they played against the New Zealand touring army, touring side, and held them to 3 points. Oh, it was, I really enjoyed it. I played for HMS Saunders out there. Put my name down. The only one left was a wing forward. Put my name down, wing forward. But 10 stone I was. The officer came, he said, what's the name? I said, Thomas. I just put my name down and said, too late for a wing forward. I said, I play hooker, second row anywhere. I said, game of rugby. Oh, I know you Welsh boys do, he said. I know. I played against the Welsh boys myself. He said, what part are you from? I said, Aberafan. Many a game I played on the athletic ground, he said. I said, who do you play for, sir? He was a doctor in Guy's Hospital. When I was working on the council, I was out in Baglan painting. And the fella with me, Will James, he played for Wales twice. And he went north, see? I was working on the council, painter decorator, and the foreman said to me, Archie, he said, go next door. Morgan, the sanitary inspector, said, he said, if I go in there, I won't get out. Make arrangements to do the office out. All right, knock the door. Look, come in. I'm Morgan. I can make arrangements to do the office out. Great. He said, I'm going on holiday tonight for a week. Tell me, how's your brother? He looked at me like that. Brother, do you know my brother? Yes, I said, the Padre. Oh, yes. And I started telling him about it. I said, he wrote you a letter in Welsh, and he went up to Llewellyn Street to tell my parents. He scratched his head. Yes, I did, he said. Well, that's the boy, but oh, he jumped up, he caught hold of my hand and shook my hand, you know. Oh, pleased to meet you, he said.
Well, hopefully the Navy...
We used to, every year, we always had to do in Birmingham. We get together. First was great. Meeting the boys and Sam, met my mate Sam. And there was one there, Jerry Pocock. He was in charge of us when we went through the desert on a train to Egypt. And it dwindled down to the last. One year we went, don't know, it was 17 a day that year in between. 17 gone, dwindled right down. So at the end, it was the last get together when Mountbatten formed us and Churchill. They were the two.
Yeah.
Churchill and Mountbatten formed the Naval Commandos. Of course, he was killed. So we invited his daughter. His daughter. She came. Lovely person. Invited her, we had a dinner. Money was left over, so someone wanted to give it to charity. When the boys were meeting, hey, just a minute, he said. We're the charity, he said. Let's get together and have the meal. Which we did. Good crowd there, nice. And she came along. I said to Ray Bromley, Ray, I said, do us a favour. What do you want? He said. It is my camera, I said. Come with me. Further down the room, I said, Mountbatten is there. What do you want? Take a photo of us, have a photo with her. Can't do that, he said, royalty. Come with me, I said. Took a camera, come along. I went on to Mountbatten, she talked to a lady friend on the chair. Excuse me, Mountbatten, I said. And I could have a photograph with you. Why not, he said. Photographs. At the side of her, had photograph, she was lovely.
Good.
I got a photo in the house of her. Yes, in the album. Lovely.